live.
We are live now.
Now we're live now. So welcome, all you people out there.
I can just see all of them going up right there. Zero.
All two people.
Two?
One person? Apparently you put out...
I put a mass text message to one person.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Curveballs and Cherry Shots. My name is Brandon. Perfectly healthy. Sitting over here is my lovely co-host, Dominic. Dominic, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, actually. You know why? Because I'm under the weather, but I'm drinking a lot of hot tea, so I think I shouldn't be coughing or sneezing. Knock on some wood, because I probably am going to cough and sneeze now, but I'm doing better than yesterday.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. Yesterday, Patriots owner Robert Kraft was...
Erectgate.
What? Erectgate?
That's what I'm calling it.
Is that what they're calling it?
That's what I'm calling it.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Yep.
He was busted, pun intended, to have involvement with a prostitution ring down in Jupiter, Florida. Doesn't mean he was running it. He was just a willing participant in the...
willing is a really strong word.
In the participation of solicitation of the prostitution. And it seems as though it's like a human trafficking ring. So maybe these women weren't exactly all... on the up and up and wanted to be doing this, but they were doing it anyways. So
I'm gonna try to pick my words carefully talking about this.
So, okay.
No, I don't need to take a lead on it. But
so it seems as though right now he has no backstage involvement in the prostitution ring being a thing, but just strictly solicitation of a prostitute, and it seems as though I don't think he's going to face any jail time. He'll probably get a slap on the wrist because he's Robert Kraft and he has a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts on this whole situation, and what do you think Roger Goodell is going to do? Now, Robert, his brother.
Well, I honestly think this has been a setup the whole time. This is a way to bring the Patriots down.
Just like Deflategate, and Spygate, all that.
It's a way to bring the Patriots and Kraft down, and they're trying to bring an end to this dynasty we call the Patriots. That's my belief, but without getting too, I'm not gonna say political, but I guess it's political. I feel like these should be allowed. My opinion. I think it's a lot better. You have an area designated for, a little extracurricular, blah blah blah.
So, Dominic,
leave me alone.
You're saying on the podcast that you think that prostitution shouldn't be legal?
No.
Why not?
It should kind of like a brothel. We should treat massage parlors like brothels.
Which is prostitution.
Which is legal prostitution.
Okay, Dominic, I feel as though prostitution should be legal. All drugs should be legal.
Whoa.
Because I know we're getting off a side tangent, but if you take my lovely homeland of Portugal, they basically decriminalize all the drugs, and the government runs it, and it takes the criminal aspect out of it, so you don't have these drug lords running the country. You have the government running it, and it's in a safe environment. But not the drugs, the prostitution part. If it's two willing participants that want to engage in a sex act for a transaction, that should be completely legal. Because if it's a prostitution ring where you take these poor girls from Thailand and you make them sex slaves, that's a completely different thing. But
is this the curveball and curveballs and chair shots? Because we're going totally around the whole.
We're not even talking about sports anymore. We're just talking about prostitution. That's the great audio quality you come to expect from us. Do you think this will hurt Robert Kraft and the Patriots? Do you think he gets fined, kind of like what Jim Irsay did when he had his whole drug thing?
I'm sure it's going to be a pretty big fine. He'll probably make a public announcement, his apology, and that's not what he does, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. I don't think this is gonna, do I see him being front and center at all the Patriots, games and stuff like that? No, not anymore. But I don't think it's gonna affect anything or anyone.
All right. So moving on to baseball, my boy. Bruce Bochy.
He's not my boy, but
he's not your boy. He's not your long time. Oh God, Brian is watching the pod.
How do you know?
It says a comment right there from Brian Sandoval. How is going, guys? Shout R from LA. Texas, just like the studio audience. So anyways, Bruce
shit.
Bochy,
Yeah.
your boy,
Yeah.
he announced that he will retire after the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's been managing since 2007.
Yep.
I think Mike Scioscia of the Angels is the only one who's really been around longer than him.
Did he take out? Dusty Baker was before him, right? Or who did he replace?
I'm not the Giants fan. You are, Dominic.
Hey, I'm an A's Axis member now, so I'm no longer has Giants allegiance in this blood.
So, anyways, Bruce Bochy, 3-time World Series champion. Every other manager who's won 3 World Series has made it to the Hall of Fame. I think we'll make it to the Hall of Fame. Dominic, as a Giants fan, your thoughts on Bruce Bochy retiring after this year?
I think it's about time. Past what? We're in 2019, so it's what 2014 was the last time we won. So you're looking at what, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, about 5 years since really doing anything. And he's older and he had heart issues, so I think it's about time. And Bochy wasn't really my favorite. I really like Dusty Baker the most. Bochy isn't an all-around coach. The next coach they bring in, they need to have an all-around coach, someone who knows a little bit of everything. Bochy was a catcher, so he was kind of more.
The man won 3 World Series, Dominic. How much more do you need from him?
A lot more. I need a coach who's gonna coach.
You're gonna need a coach that can coach.
Just like a goat's gonna goat, chili's gonna chili.
Okay, is he a Hall of Famer, Dominic?
Yes, he is.
Okay, just want to get that out of the way before.
Billy being a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about that. Any hoot, do you think this is kind of a way of Farhan Saidi, whatever the hell his name is, the new Giants general manager? I'm not saying like cleaning house and telling Bochy, okay, you're going to retire. I think this was going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
I think Bochy sees that this team isn't going to be a contender for the foreseeable future.
So unless they get Bryce Harper.
So, I mean, that's also another thing is like maybe they say, look, Bryce, Bochy's gone.
Yeah.
After next year, you come in here. You can like have the run of whoever you want. He could be the LeBron James of baseball and basically pick your own coach. I don't know how smart that is. We never really seen something like that in baseball for like 100 years since like it was a manager player. Because most players were managers and stuff like that. But anyways, Bruce Bochy, you say you want an all around.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know what that means, but
just somebody.
Do you think this is? I mean, this is kind of like the end of the. I mean, you had like the Bonds era, and now you would say you have like the Bochy era. So now, I mean, is this kind of the start of them cleaning house? Get rid of all these big contracts.
See, the thing is, I don't necessarily think you call it the end of the Bochy era because I mean, yeah, he won the 3 titles, but I mean, you think Bochy won it with Posey and Sandoval was on most of the teams or all the teams.
But he was there for all of them.
Bumgarner, Bell. Actually, Bell wasn't there in 2010.
Belt's a bum.
Yeah, I don't like Belt that much. But I think once Posey either leaves, retires, or does some type of a different role, I think that would be the end of that so-called era. I think this is the beginning of the end, but I think Bochy and Posey kind of coexist. So I think you can't really necessarily deem it the end of the Bochy era.
So moving on to Manny Machado. He signs with Bruce Bochy's former team, the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
10 years, $300 million, second richest contract in baseball.
Who was the first?
Giancarlo Stanton signed with the Marlins. And so now Machado's going to be hopefully this is kind of the end of all these big name players not signing. But your thoughts on Machado going to the Padres?
I don't necessarily. I mean, it's not that I don't like it because he's in the Giants division and all that, but I don't see his fit with that organization. I don't see where they're. I don't see the connection. Can you tell me if there's a connection there? Besides,
what do you mean a connection?
Like every other team, usually like when someone signs to the team, from what I've seen, there's always another player on that team that kind of like, hey, come here, we're good, we can get you, blah blah, like kind of gets them to sign. I don't see anyone from the Padres, or I don't see any players on the Padres that have that type of a draw. Besides Manny Machado,
there's Eric Hosmer, Will Myers,
but those aren't fucking big names.
The Padres are loaded in the minor league system. I don't think they'll contend for a playoff spot this year, but I think next year they can flirt with it. And then 2021, I think 2021 to 2023, you can possibly see the Padres being a serious contender in the not only West Division but in the National League.
Do you see? Because I think in the contract he says a no trade clause. Do you see him maybe after 3 seasons or 2 seasons or how many seasons it takes? Because he signed a 10-year deal. Do you see him maybe saying, you know what, I want gone? With the type of personality he has, do you see him after a couple years maybe not going to playoffs or not getting far in the playoffs? You see him kind of just calling it quits.
I mean, I think he's there for the money, but I think what he should do, as what I said, is he should hold off until post 5 years and see where the team is. Because right now they're not doing too well.
Yeah, they're not.
But if you look 3-4 years down the line, shut the fuck up. Anyways,
does that mute the thing?
Well, no, it mutes the. I assume it mutes the sounds coming from the thingy.
Let's hope so.
I hope so.
If not, the rest of this thing is we can ask our fan.
Ask our one fan.
Ask our fan. Can he hear us still?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he can hear us.
Pretty sure they can still hear us.
But I'm pretty sure he's working still too, so he's probably like greased fingers and he's like typing stuff out and stuff like that.
But anyways, Manny Machado, I don't know how the entire contract is structured. There's an option at like the 7th year or anything like that. But I think Machado should definitely hold out for at least 3 to 5 years, get that money, because who knows if a team was even going to want to trade for him because that's a shit ton of money. He's still young.
So and also, what if he gets injured and if he's not playing well and stuff like that? So,
but he's still a bitch in my opinion. But anyways,
he's been a bitch since like he's fucking played.
So now Machado's gone. That's one big name off the table. Now Bryce Harper.
Yes.
Seemingly the Phillies are the leading contenders to get Bryce Harper. I saw somewhere that the Phillies ownership has flown to Vegas to try to meet with them. And the Phillies seems like they're the number one team in the running. Padres could still technically make a move for Harper to get both of them.
Yeah.
White Sox were left out in the dust for Machado. So there's still some big names. There's still some names out there. I was listening on the radio and I thought it was hilarious that, the A's should just come in and just swoop up Bryce Harper like a thief in the night and just a big fuck you to the Giants, but that's never going to happen.
But if they did,
it'd be amazing.
You would.
This entire wall would just be filled with Bryce Harper A's stuff.
Even if it was a 1-year deal, would you fucking?
I love Bryce Harper.
You love him?
I love him.
Like love him more than AJ.
Lee?
Yeah.
Maybe not that much. Definitely more than AJ the Cat. So next up, we're going to go talk about NCAA basketball. We never talked about college basketball. Zion Williams, the number 1 overall draft pick, seemingly by everybody. They have a big game on Wednesday.
Almost blows out his leg.
Playing the North Carolina Blue Devils. Don't say that. North Carolina Tar Heels going against the
Blue Devils?
Duke Blue Devils.
Duke Blue Devils?
Yes, Dominic. And he blows out his shoe within the first minute of play, sprains his knee.
Day to day.
Nike loses $1 billion in stock value overnight.
Really?
Yep.
Holy shit.
So, any thoughts on this whole Zion Williams situation? I think it's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, shoes fall apart sometimes. I think that I saw somewhere out there that it's a PG 2.5. It's one of the cheaper models that they have for Nike. And maybe Zion shouldn't be wearing a shoe made for guards and stuff like that. Maybe he should be wearing a LeBron or something like that.
I saw an interview that somebody asked Paul George about it, and he was like, I already talked to Nike trying to figure out what happened. So it's something that...
But I think it's also this wasn't a brand new shoe. This was something...
And that's I saw that. It looked like it was rugged already.
He's worn it before for practice.
Exactly.
Games. So I think, I've had KDs and the air bubble just completely pops. But it's not like what that one was where the shoe just completely disintegrates. And I'm also not, 6'7", 280 pounds.
This is NCAA trying to ruin him to keep him from going to the NBA.
I'm just 5'4", 280 pounds.
I knew you were 280, you fat ass.
I know. So, Major League Basketball.
Woo!
The Kings narrowly lost to the Warriors the other day. We've been kind of high on the Kings lately, talking them up. You're wearing your Warrior gear today. Do you think this could be a possible playoff matchup in the first round? The Kings are a game or 2 games out of the 8th spot, chasing the Clippers. The Lakers are in there as well. The Nuggets are still on the heels of the Dubs, so it's not a foregone conclusion that the Warriors will get the number 1 seed. But I think this would be a very fun series in the playoffs if it would happen.
Did you hear that? Did you hear my
I
stomach?
heard your
Did you
stomach.
hear my stomach?
I'm glad that wasn't me because I'm hungry. I've been eating all day.
Really?
Mhm.
Eating a lot.
You've eaten a lot?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell the people what you've eaten today?
Roast beef, a chicken, a pizza. No. I had I had a double smoked cheddar egg sandwich from Starbucks with a venti white mocha.
There's
And
about
then
800,000. That's like 1,000 calories right there.
that was delicious. And then I had 3 egg and chorizo tacos from my brother made, and then had a bite of cannoli that we got from went to the farmer's market before we went to work.
Show the audience.
Mary.
Kayfabe.
Okay, babe, then we're on camera. You're not supposed to know what I look like. This is your idea.
It was actually your idea.
I know.
So, anything else on that? In the world of sports, Dominic, you're the Kings and Dubs.
Oh,
Awesome.
what I was gonna say was,
Before you start talking about your food,
yeah, well,
your stomach interrupted
You brought it up. What I was gonna say was, it would be a fun first round, but it would actually kind of make me nervous.
I mean, they've only lost. The Warriors have won all 4 games, but only by combining 12 points.
Exactly, and that's nerve wracking to me. I mean, I'm not trying to say the Warriors, can't do it, but it's just one of those things. The first round, you kind of want it to go very smoothly, so we want a worse team. And yes, the Kings, over time, have shown us that they're not the best team, but past couple of years, they've been, proven that they're on the up and up. Very underrated, just like Sonya Deville.
Very underrated. So, moving on to the world of professional wrestling, a lot of news has happened within the last 2 days. I mean, it's only been not even like 20 minutes since we started the podcast. Usually,
I'm sick, so it's hard to breathe. I'm not trying to go breathe all heavy in the microphone.
It's okay. Well, technically,
there's a mute button.
There is a mute button. And technically, for the YouTube audience out there, we're not actually using our headsets because I am an idiot and I don't know how to work this thing.
Oh, really?
We've been having some technical difficulty. We should have started about 20 minutes ago.
So this is going through.
This is going to the podcast,
and they hear us just like this.
They hear so it's probably like shitty audio on the YouTube live feed, but whatever. It was your idea anyway, so I'm blaming you.
Well, and maybe do what the fuck you're doing.
I know if I will. Sorry, we've done this before. Just.
Maybe
I should be cheap. Maybe I should be like, use some of our podcast money and actually buy my own Logic Pro instead of just torrenting it off of somebody. I'm not gonna name any names because I don't want to get in trouble.
I have a debit card that you could totally use.
Spend $100 on Logic Pro.
Sure.
You heard it here first.
I'm gonna cough in a second.
All right, let it fly. Let it fly.
No, just keep going.
Okay, so we have 4.
Oh, wait, they can hear me. Never mind.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'd rather you not cough into the microphone.
I'll hold it in. We're fine.
I have to disinfect that thing when I'm done.
We'll hold it in.
Because I don't really label them. I don't know which one's which. So sometimes I'll use yours for mine and mine for yours.
We'll label it today. Okay,
so we have 4 big name. Well, not I'd say big name releases in the world of WWE. A big name. Which one is the big name?
Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson.
Big Arn.
News broke between Thursday and Friday that he was released from the company. He's been a longtime producer and agent for WWE. So you want to take these one by one or all together? All together. Okay. So then Ty Dillinger on Tuesday after SmackDown tweeted out that he just confirming that he did ask for his release before it got out on the dirt sheets. And he gets released on Friday, as well as Hideo Itami. We've talked about him in the past. He asked for his release, and that was granted for him on Friday. And then one that was kind of a shocker, one that I haven't really heard anything about, TJ Perkins has also been released. So, Dominic, your thoughts on all of these releases?
The only one I'm upset about is Arn. You don't see him, you don't hear from him, you don't hear anything about him, but it's Arn Anderson.
Maybe we can finally get that Daniel Tosh Arn Anderson match we've all been waiting for.
That'd be funny.
Double or nothing?
No.
Tosh versus Arn Anderson?
That would be great.
Cody, you got to book it.
But no, everyone else, Dillinger wasn't doing anything. Tommy, I couldn't get behind him in 205. NXT, he was underutilized. 205 Live, I don't see why he was there. TJ, not a big TJ fan, so I could care less. And
couldn't care less, Dominic.
Oh my God. Couldn't care less.
Thank you.
But I give 110% on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Relatively to the other times you do it.
Always 110.
Oh, okay.
I exert above what my body can do.
Wow. Your body's not doing a whole lot right now. It's focused too much on fighting itself.
Yep, pretty much.
free to actually talk. So AEW is going to be what everyone's talking about. I think if I was AEW, the one person I would definitely try to scoop up is Arn Anderson. He just has the wrestling mind. You have Billy Gunn as a backstage hand. I don't know who else you have back there. I mean, Cody, the Butts, everybody, but they can't do everything.
Can't.
I think Billy Gunn, it's a good first step. He has experience at the Performance Center, and I think Arn, who's been in a major wrestling company for the past 30 years and has been with WWE for like
20.
almost 20 years, is definitely somebody you would want to have on your roster. Maybe even, I mean, you can even have him trot out there as, a legend, not wrestle, but he can come in and give someone a spine buster every now and then. But out of the three wrestlers, I think the one I would want to get is Hideo Itami, Kenta.
Yeah.
I think he was fantastic over in Japan. Haven't seen a whole lot of him, but if he stays healthy,
Him and Pac would be good.
I mean, him versus Pac would be amazing. Him versus anybody would be amazing. But I think Itami, I think that also I think him and Double A, it also kind of comes down to personal reasons. Does Kenta want to go just live in Japan and not really come over to the States all that often?
Yeah.
Does Arn Anderson, is this a release because he wants to be, he wants to retire? He doesn't want to be on the road anymore? Or is this just something to where WWE thought that they don't need him?
Do you think Arn got released over the fact that they brought in a bunch of new
I think that's also another reason they
brought in Abyss, Shane Helms, Davari, Jeff Jarrett, anyone else?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, they're split. They're going to be splitting up the rosters for producers for Raw and SmackDown. So I don't know the whole reason why they let Arn Anderson go. Maybe it's just they've had him for so long they just feel like they need a new person in there, just an influx of new ideas. So I mean, he's great, but I would love for him to be in AEW and see what he can do there.
That'd be cool.
But over to T.J. Perkins and Ty Dillinger. I'm higher on T.J. Perkins. I think he has the link with Impact, so we could always go back there.
Yeah.
Ty Dillinger.
Go back at Suicide?
Manic,
sorry.
But I think TJP would be a good scoop for AEW. Ty Dillinger, I'm not entirely sold on, neither are you. I think if he goes out there and the indie scene proves himself, and then maybe he can warrant getting signing, but I don't know if he's close with Cody or if he knows any of the other guys on the AEW roster and they just kind of scoop him up for the hell of it. But I think I'd choose TJP over Ty Dillinger right now.
Yeah, I probably would too. I mean, that Ty Dillinger WWE was nothing but a gimmick. At least TJP.
I mean, I kind of equate Ty Dillinger to Damian Sandow. Like, he got super over, but then once he left the company, he did the thing in TNA. He just completely flopped like a dead fish.
Yep.
So, I mean, not saying it can be different for Ty. He's done indie stuff before. I'm not exactly sure of his indie work, but he never really impressed me in WWE.
Me either.
So, I mean, neither in ring or outside the ring, never really appealed to me. So we have 4 releases, but we also have 1 return. Roman Reigns will be coming back to Raw on Monday to announce his update on his leukemia battle. Personally, I think this is I don't exactly know what the word is. Maybe irked a little bit, just because why are they using someone's real life, bad life and death battle with leukemia to get a ratings blow? Why don't you, as soon as there's like good news, you put it out there so you don't have 4 days of Roman Reigns' fans worrying about what's going on? Because this could be, he's completely healthy, cancer free, he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania, or he has to retire and he's on his deathbed.
I'm pretty sure if he's on his deathbed, they wouldn't have him come out and announce it.
Yes, but I mean, he's going to announce his retirement.
From what I've seen, because I've seen some videos and pictures of him, he looks really good. I mean, like, beyond what he looked like when he was wrestling healthy, he looks really good. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's good news. But like I said, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I've been reading things that like he's going to come out and help Seth beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I'm kind of thinking like this is maybe a good news situation, and see what happens.
Okay, so Hulk Hogan is going to be getting a biopic of himself. I think maybe Netflix is
by WWE.
No, I think it's a third-party place. But Hogan is going to be like an executive producer, so it's going to be under the filter of Hulk Hogan. It's not. Yeah. It's just going to be, I think, completely his wrestling life, his wrestling career. Nothing post wrestling. No Bubba Love Sponge. No, I don't even know if they're gonna talk about steroids.
So it's probably gonna be from the beginnings of Terry to Hogan to probably
I don't even know
retiring in 2000 whatever.
I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be no TNA.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think like maybe I can see like the last scene being like him like either that or him wrestling like his last match. I could see it being like him returning to WWE and wrestling The Rock at WrestleMania. I can see that being like his swan song or something.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to people like this, like especially if you know a lot about them, like sometimes you don't enjoy these movies as much because you know exactly what's going to happen and if something.
And when they skip something and they leave or they tweak it and stuff like that.
It takes you out of the moment. So we haven't seen the Page movie yet. I'm sort of excited to see it just because it is getting good reviews.
Yes.
But we were supposed to see it yesterday, but some unforeseen circumstances happened.
I know I'm really sick and I apologize.
I know. It was only you. Only you.
It's always me.
And Chris Hemsworth, Thor, is going to be playing Hulk Hogan's. This will be an interesting transformation.
He's not big enough. Hogan's jacked. I mean, I don't know Hemsworth is jacked, but
he's lean jacked.
Yeah.
He's not steroid jacked.
He needs to get bigger.
Should they have casted you?
Yeah, maybe.
You're a little short.
Maybe. CGI, baby.
Put some lifts in your boots.
Yep.
So, DX, we have the first announcement for the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't even know if we talked about it, but I heard some news that maybe the Hart Foundation was going to possibly be the first inductees. But no, it's not the Hart Foundation. It is DX. DX consisting of, technically, this form of DX never really happened. DX is going to have Chyna, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac all together getting inducted. I think every single one of them constitutes to be individually inducted.
You said that form of DX never happened?
As soon as, yeah.
They were all in the ring.
When?
I could bring up a video right now of all of them in the ring.
I mean, it's not like the prime. I mean, when you think of DX, you think of Chyna, Triple H, and Shawn.
Yes.
And then you think of all the other guys minus Shawn. Yes, there was a time when Shawn came back like in 99 and they were kind of together.
Yeah.
Fine. Fuck you, Dominic.
Yeah, I'm
correcting me.
Yeah. It's not fun when someone corrects you, huh?
Fine. Fuck you. Your thoughts on DX going in, Dominic?
Okay.
Is just a way of Triple H just getting inducted like 5 different times?
Well, it'll only be 2 times. Be his individually when that happens, and then DX. Where were the other 3?
Evolution.
Fuck you. Stop correcting me, Brandon. That was only 1 time.
Whatever.
The Authority?
Yeah, the Authority. The McMahon Helmsley regime.
Oh Jesus! The corporation.
The corporation's gonna get inducted, and then Hunter Hearst Helmsley is gonna get inducted, and then
Terrorizing's
gonna get inducted. And then NXT Triple H is gonna get inducted. Yeah, just so many Triple H's. So many.
When are you getting inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame? Oh, you're not.
I'm in the Little League Hall of Fame.
Where? I'll see it.
I have a book in my living room. I'll go show it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you in the Little League Hall of Fame?
Because I am. I'm a fucking boss.
What'd you do?
I made All-Stars like every single year, Dominic, except for you. You made it like once.
That's all that mattered.
What does matter that we need to talk about is Carmella and Corey Graves' affair, alleged situation that's been going on.
It's official.
And this happened on Saturday, and
it's not an affair.
Corey Graves' ex-wife blasted him and blasted Carmella, and then it kind of comes out that they've been kind of separated forever, and then now he just started seeing Carmella, and now the ex-wife's all booty tickled.
I feel like Corey did nothing wrong. If they're separated in the midst of getting a divorce, unless she wanted to reconcile, he did nothing wrong. My opinion.
But then what happens, if you in the studio audience just might happen to, not separate. I'm not saying this is going to happen because you guys are going to stay together forever. But just what happens if she if she just happens to date someone called Brian or someone very close to your situation, or someone, or maybe you dated somebody that she's friends with, one of those, those 2 lovely ladies that we went to the Cheesecake Factory with. Would she get booty tickled over that? Well, she gets booty tickled over a lot of things.
Mary would take it out on her, on the friend or coworker or whoever I was dating, she would take it out on them because they're like, oh, that piece, you want to date that piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. So, and then if she was dating, a guy named Brian or maybe a guy named Brandon, I don't know. I have a lot of Brandon friends.
No. Or Donnie.
Or Donnie, yeah. I mean, I'd probably just be like, everything about that, so it's on you. I'd be like, it's on you guys. I don't care if you guys are happy.
Good for you, Dominic. Way to take the high road. So,
And then
your thoughts on Elimination Chamber? We saw it together with the
did?
studio audience.
Oh, goddamn, we did.
That was a whole 6 days ago, Dominic, and that was a long time
I'm
ago.
sorry, I'm sick.
So, your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber? I thought it was kind of meh, but then the men's Elimination Chamber made it kind of took over.
If it wasn't for the men's Elimination Chamber, that whole pay-per-view would have been garbage.
I can agree with that.
Garbage.
So, on to Raw, we have 4.
We're going to go through fan mail. We have fan mail.
Nope.
I have an email right here.
Okay.
It's from the Raw general manager. I'm joking. I don't have any. Just keep going.
You're so funny, Dominic.
Well, I mean, the script says fan. I know this isn't our script, but it says fan mail, and
Sorry, I didn't know how to cross out everything. Is that better?
A little bit better.
Okay, so we have 4 surprise NXT debuts on Raw. We have Aleister Black, your boy, Ricochet,
your boy,
DIY,
your
consisting of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. No real reason why these guys are on the roster. And it seems as though there is no reason because Vince just kind of on a whim over the weekend was like, let's call up these guys to shake things up on Raw. And I was furious, especially for DIY.
Really?
Yes. Because, as someone who actually watches the product and watches NXT TV
I watched Raw and SmackDown this week, so stay in your lane, girl.
NXT TV.
Oh.
As someone who watches NXT TV every single week and has been invested in this DIY storyline, the entire thing was crescendoing to them somehow tag teaming together. That's what the crowd wanted. And then they just throw it on Raw for no fucking reason because Vince can't book and can't keep stars fresh and with 3 hours and Tommaso,
let him have
Tommaso Ciampa is out there in the backstage area being rah NXT because he wants to represent the brand, even though Tommaso Ciampa doesn't give a fuck about NXT. He just wants to be the champion, and that's what he is, and he doesn't give a shit about NXT.
Anything else?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff else. Ricochet and Aleister Black, I mean, I don't have a whole bunch of problems with that. I said Aleister Black. I would love to see an Aleister Black Dean Ambrose feud at WrestleMania, which doesn't look like that's going to happen. We can talk about that in a little bit. Ricochet, he doesn't have a major storyline going on right now, so that can happen. But the DIY one really pissed me off, just because they were building something special, and then thanks to Vince, they just I wouldn't say ruined it. I think there's still room for NXT to.
I shouldn't tell you the NXT rumor.
No, do not tell me spoilers, Dominic, because I have seen spoiler reports and I have not read them because I like to be surprised. Okay, so shut the fuck up, Dominic. Before I gut you.
Gosh, I'll just leave.
Dominic. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. But you want to.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Exactly. So your thoughts on these NXT?
I was actually happy.
Why?
Except for Gargano and Ciampa. I wasn't mad because of the DIY thing, but I was happy that they called up some new faces to Raw, but I think they did it the wrong way. The Ricochet one was pretty cool. I like how he saved Finn. That was cool because I like Finn and Ricochet. I think it could be a good tag team or have a good match at WrestleMania. Ricochet versus Finn Balor.
I think Ricochet out of the 4 was definitely used the best.
Aleister Black was second because
it was just a squash match, but it was with Elias, so Elias got some offense in, but it wasn't really an impressive squash match.
Yeah.
So that's why, DIY for what it was, they had a good match against the Revival. It wasn't their best match they've had with the Revival, but just the whole storyline stuff just made it worse.
Yeah, well, I think it was a good idea, but what they did on SmackDown was way stupider.
Okay, we'll get into that a little
bit.
We'll
get into it.
So, any other thoughts about the debuting wrestlers and the matches themselves? The way, you kind of talked about how they used Ricochet and Finn Balor. Gargano and Ciampa in the revival.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like the reason Vince did this, it doesn't seem like they're going to actually be on WWE forever.
It's just
like a one-time thing, introducing them to the crowd, saying like, okay, here's these guys, here they are, what they can do. So then after WrestleMania, when they do the Superstar Shakeup, they get called up for real. And now it's not like everybody just doesn't know who they are, except that Lafayette crowd at Raw was the drizzling shits.
Yeah, they're always on Lafayette.
But looks like they're not going back to Lafayette because they suck.
Good.
Happy. Shout out to all their fans in Lafayette. So we have after Triple H talked about the call-ups, he kind of went back. He actually put on two different hats in like one sentence. He said, as a corporate guy, I have to say that if Becky Lynch does that again at what she did at Elimination Chamber, she's going to be fined and arrested, blah, blah, blah. But, personally, I thought it was pretty cool. Blah, blah, blah. So then he throws to Braun Strowman taking on Baron Corbin in a tables match, which was a no disqualification match. The same exact thing that happened the night before on Elimination Chamber. And what happens? Braun Strowman wins. Even though he lost the night before because Baron Corbin had friends to help him out, and
now he doesn't.
Now he doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I have a friend for a second, then next thing you know, he's a dick and disappears.
Why you gotta talk about Brian like that?
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
I'm here.
Better hope Brian doesn't tell Mary now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. So, anyways, whatever, loser. So we have Bayley and Sasha Banks thanking the WWE Universe from the bottom of their hearts. It was just so emotional. And they kind of,
No, I just don't care.
They kind of alluded to maybe they're going to be facing off. They're going to defend people from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. So your thoughts on them maybe going all over the place?
What? Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, I'm trying to think of female tag teams in NXT, and I was like, there's the Horsewomen.
The 3 Horsewomen.
The Horsewomen bitches.
Wow.
Except for, Ronda. But I don't know how to feel about it. I think they should have I think it should be strictly Raw and SmackDown, but then you can always call up talent. You know what I mean?
So you don't want to see them be the traveling circus and go all over the place?
No.
I mean, I say they shouldn't have this tag team division to begin with.
I know, because you're sexist.
I know, that's exactly what I am. So,
you always sexualizing women.
Drew McIntyre is backstage with Triple H, and he demands to have a match with Seth Rollins because he's Drew McIntyre. And then what happens? Dean Ambrose comes out, smacks him, and then they change the match, and Drew McIntyre squashes Dean in about 2 minutes.
And what happens next is, I think, why you don't like Dean Ambrose in WWE anymore.
Well, I mean, he loses to EC3, which is like, okay, they're dropping him out. And then he wins the next week against EC3. It's like, okay, now they're doing 50-50 booking, and they just downgraded EC3. And then now they're dropping him out again to McIntyre. So does that mean he's going to beat McIntyre next week just to keep the trend going? Probably. So then, as you said, Paul Heyman does a introspective on Brock Lesnar's career. Not exactly the most truthful documentary in the world. Yeah. So it's a 2-parter. It was fine for what it was. And then Seth Rollins with the laugh line of the night saying, you can call Paul Heyman a lot of things, but one thing you can't call him is a liar. Exactly.
True.
So after he cuts his little promo, and Seth Rollins is still injured, so he can't actually wrestle, which also hurts WWE in this 3-hour format. Yeah. You can't have Seth go out there and wrestle for 20 minutes. Dean Ambrose comes out of nowhere and asks Seth, why wasn't he there to help out your boy? And then he asks him, are you crazy or insane? Where the fuck
he was talking about? Are you honestly psychotic?
Whatever he said. And then Dean was like, and then just walked away. So now we're getting like...
And this is why at WrestleMania, it makes sense from all the stuff I've been reading that Ambrose and Reigns are going to help Seth beat Lesnar.
All right. You hear it first, everybody. So the main event of Raw was Ronda Rousey defending her Women's Championship again against Ruby Riott in a match that was barely even promoted, as well as a match of Ruby Riott, who got squashed the night before.
Yeah.
She gets a rematch and then goes 50-50 with Ronda for like the entire time. Yes, the Riott Squad was technically at ringside. You can say that's the reason why she lasted so long.
Yeah.
But honestly, it could have been the other way around. You could have had Ronda go 50-50 with Ruby the night before. He could have the Riot Squad kind of limp out there and sell the injuries. And then you say, okay, they're banned from ringside on Monday. And then that's when Ronda just kills her.
It worked out either way. You know why? Because Ronda still won.
I thought it was kind of like a lackluster finish. They cut to commercial during a Ronda Rousey match, which they've kind of said like she kills everybody. So that could have been the time where you actually end a match during the commercial break.
Yeah,
it could have. And then no Becky, no Charlotte. Kind of ends the show. I wouldn't say on a whimper, but just kind of anticlimactic. She beats her. No angle at the end.
Go home. Good night.
Goodbye and good night, Bank. So. Next week on Raw, we have the Ric Flair 70th birthday situation. Basically seems Charlotte's going to be there and Becky's going to crash the party and
probably
do something stupid.
And then Rick says, you're in the match. And what Rick says goes.
Okay. Because, yes, what Ric Flair says...
If Ric Flair says, take Charlotte out and put Becky in, Charlotte turns on Rick, would they do it?
No. So, onwards to SmackDown. We kick off the show with Miz and Shane. They lost their tag team championships because they have a story to tell. So, God forbid Jimmy Uso tries to fight a cop. He's getting the tag team championships because we're going to try to tell a goddamn story about Shane and Miz.
You're really heated about that still.
I really don't. I'm just saying. So then Miz comes out. He's all begging Shane for a rematch because, rematches in WWE now are cliche. They don't do it anymore. They're antiquated. But he begs him. They beg him. And then the Usos come out. The Usos kind of more heelish than normal.
Yeah.
And,
because one got to fight the cop, so, he's even bigger.
He's hard now.
He's a hardcore guy.
No, so when he says Uso penitentiary, he being for real now.
Uso got penetrated?
I'm just going to ignore you said that.
Come on, give me a little doo-doo. Come on. No. That's funny.
So Miz and Shane will face the Usos at Fastlane. And Miz's dad will be at ringside.
Oh.
So since the Usos won the match where we all thought they weren't going to win, seems as though they're going in some sort of direction with Miz and Shane. What do you think is going to happen?
Is Miz and Shane going to lose? And this is where Sanity finally makes their re-debut.
Well, technically they were on SmackDown, so.
But I want them to get into the tag team hunt. Make a little magic. Get them the tag titles. Give Eric Young the United States title. Give them some push. Give them some momentum.
Give them some puss.
I'm taking away that you said that.
All right, so Aleister Black goes up against Andrade.
Great match.
I don't know if say great match. They've had better in NXT.
Well, yeah, but great match for SmackDown.
So Aleister Black defeats Andrade.
With his wife at ringside.
With Aleister Black's wife at ringside. Not for him, but for Andrade.
Yep.
And he beats him just like that. Yep. Almost getting Andrade. Getting a little bit of a push from his matches with Ray. They kind of just dropped that storyline altogether. And instead of dusting off Shelton Benjamin or somebody else from catering like they did in the, the Eric Young match against Ricochet, they have him lose. They have Almas lose to someone who, Aleister Black might even not be there next week. Who knows? But I don't think they should have had Almas lose like that clean when you have so many other guys back there that you can have him job out to and make him more impressive.
Well, I don't think they wanted Almas to job out, so to speak, that day. I'm sure it was, we want a good match. Hey, these two have fought many times in NXT. It's going to be good. Let them fight. Why am I going to have Aleister Black go against Shelton Benjamin?
Because it's a squash match.
But people would like to see an Andrade versus Black match on SmackDown.
You can...
Benjamin is a great wrestler. I do admire him, but...
there's on NXT, there's a lot of squash matches on NXT, and they don't build it around the jobber. They build it around the other guy. So you can build it around, you can say Aleister Black making his SmackDown debut tonight. And you don't have to talk about it being Shelton Benjamin. You can maybe allude to it. You can maybe have Shelton cut a promo saying that he's been, overlooked for so long. He's not going to let these young guys take his spot and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, you're right. Calm down. Get your underwear to your ass. Calm down. Okay, you're right. Does that make you feel better?
Is that what you do to the studio audience?
Okay, without the get the underwear to your ass part, but yeah.
Because she doesn't wear underwear.
Ooh.
Anyways,
not confirm or deny.
We have a promo from DIY backstage. They go back and forth with the Dabah, and then they have a match with Dabah, and they beat Dabah.
I say shamey.
Yes. Tommaso Ciampa almost destroys his knee again.
And who cares?
But he doesn't.
Who cares?
So good for him.
Who cares?
They continue this little DIY thingy. What the fuck is going on over there?
Over where?
I don't know. I heard something. I'm hearing noises. There's ghosts in here.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
The ghost of Donnie's past.
Yes, the ghost.
Hurry up, finish it up. I got a cough. Hurry up.
Just cough. Just let it
No,
rip.
I'm not going to do it.
All right, so we got to just plow through this. Speaking of, never mind. Mandy Rose goes up against Asuka, and Mandy Rose beats Asuka.
Saw that, yeah.
And obviously this is going to lead to Fastlane to where they go one-on-one. Asuka's going to get her win back, but Mandy Rose, she's
and then
shown
it's going to be Sonya Deville versus Asuka, and Asuka's going to lose.
Because Sonya Deville is very underrated.
Very underrated.
And she's going to get a major push. Shout out to Demandy's Donuts and Demandy's Beignets and Demandy's Pizza.
Speaking of donuts, I got to bring donuts to my PG&E meeting on Monday.
How's PG&E doing? They're
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
Put it this way, I'm throwing in the flag.
Okay, so your girl Charlotte has a very good backstage promo with some blonde interviewer that I've seen her in NXT. I don't exactly know what her name is, but I thought Charlotte did a very good job backstage.
Really?
I said it before. She is a much better heel than a babyface, and when she does these heel promos, they're quite nice.
Nice?
Yes.
Wow, that's high praise from you.
What? I can't put over Charlotte?
No, I mean you constantly shit on her, so.
That's a whole different thing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm getting mixed up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on your girl's promo?
I do agree that heel Charlotte is better, but the one thing I don't understand is, I know she had bruises and all that kind of stuff from the cut shots, but I think maybe she could have sold it a little bit better.
What's she gonna do? Just have
bandages?
She's gonna be in a full body cast from the crutches.
That'd be funny. Why not?
Anywho, so we talked about Ricochet going up against Eric Young. I thought this was a better squash match than it wasn't. We kind of talked about the Black Almas thing. Was it really a squash match?
Yeah.
But I thought it was better use of the call-ups with Ricochet defeating Eric Young. We finally found out where Sanity was. They came out of catering or wherever boiler room they came out from. So Ricochet
stuck in Lafayette.
Beats Ewok. Oh, they're in New Orleans this time.
Oh, sorry.
Get it right.
Superdome.
So, anything about this match?
Nah.
Not really.
Nah.
So, on both Raw and SmackDown, Kevin Owens cut a promo about him at the movie theater. He's kind of being the everyman. He's being the father figure that we've all want to be.
I don't want to be a father figure yet.
So, okay. We'll talk about that in another podcast.
Yep.
Kevin Owens definitely being kind of shown as a babyface.
Yes.
Doesn't mean he will be a babyface. He can always come back and kill somebody. A lot of rumors and innuendo saying that maybe Kevin Owens will face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
It's going to be Kofi. You already know it. Kofi.
Speaking of Kofi.
I'm high on Kofi.
Codeine.
No, not codeine.
No codeine?
No.
You're sick. You'd be using it for the right reasons, not the wrong
When you get over
reasons.
this podcast, so I can cough, Brandon. Hurry
Just
up.
cough. Isn't it going to be like super chunky?
Oh, God, yeah.
It's good.
I can feel it. It's in my chest right now. I can feel it.
You're drowning right now?
Kind of.
In fluids?
I might die of ammonia right now.
Pneumonia.
Emonia.
Emonia?
Emonia.
Pneumonia.
E-money.
So, the New Day have a backstage promo with Kayla or Charlie. I don't even know.
Some chick.
Wow.
Some nobody chick.
Sexist much.
Anywho,
so we have Kofi, Hardy, and Styles going up against Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan cuts a little promo beforehand. He's not going super hard in the vegan route right now. He's just kind of being an overbearing heel. The babyfaces win. Kofi gets a pin on Daniel Bryan, and then Shane McMahon comes out and says that Kofi Kingston will face Daniel Bryan at Fastlane.
Oh, that's WrestleMania.
Or the WWE Championship. So your thoughts on this whole Kofi Mania situation? Kofi.
I got a feeling Kofi's going to come close to winning it, and he's not. Going to be like super like closer than he was at Elimination Chamber. Super close to winning it, but I bet you something happens and he loses.
I do agree. I don't think Kofi's going to win. If this is like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or maybe not WrestleMania, but just in general, would you put the title on Kofi?
I want to say yes, just because I know he deserves it.
I mean, this isn't a fucking T-ball league. You don't deserve anything. You earn it.
He's earned it. He's been working hard. He's put on classic matches.
Really? Has he put on classic matches?
Yes, he has.
Classic tag team matches.
Well, but he was a singles competitor first, and he's great. He's a great wrestler. In ring ability, mic skills, everything great. Does he deserve it? Yes. Has he earned it? Yes. But do I want to see him win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Yes, but do I think he's going to be able to hold a title like that for long? No. So I don't want to see him win it and then lose it in a month. That's my only issue.
I like Kofi. I'm not going to sit here and say as high a praise of you. Said I think he's great. I'm not going to say he's great. I have a very high bar.
Well, yeah, I'm going
to say he's really good. I'm going to say he's really good.
When I mean great, I don't mean he's top 5 of all time.
He's not Daniel Bryan.
He's not Daniel Bryan.
He's not AJ Styles.
Not AJ Styles.
Samoa Joe.
I would say close to in that category.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy's the best. What are you talking
okay,
about?
That's what I thought. But I would say Kofi isn't going to win it. If I was booking him, I think in this situation, I'd say no.
Yeah.
Just because I think you have a place to go with Daniel Bryan. If this is like SummerSlam or late fall.
Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah. Just have Kenny Omega come out and win the championship. But I think like right now, they have definitely a way to go. And I think having Kofi get hot, and not every babyface is going to win the championship. The idea of a babyface is to be liked by the crowd.
Yeah.
And not every babyface is going to win the championship. Yeah. So it builds sympathy and makes you want to see that he'll lose eventually. And I think Kofi losing to Daniel Bryan, going on to eventually losing to Kevin Owens, who I think could be, a huge babyface in WWE, just different than any other babyface we've seen before, which is usually what happens.
That kick-ass babyface?
A kick-ass, beer gut. Well, not beer. I mean, he's losing weight, but
like all of us.
He looks like an everyman even more than what Stone Cold was.
And yet he still can do flippy doos.
Yes, he can still do flippy doos. I think Kevin Owens, if booked properly, which is always the key component in WWE, could be the top guy in the company and be a very big deal.
But that's if he's booked properly.
Which is not going to happen. Well,
never gonna happen.
Vince McMahon.
But like I said, they brought in Abyss and Helms and Jarrett Daivari. Maybe these new people will actually be like, we're booking these. Maybe they'll actually be able to fix the system a little.
But Vince is still there.
I know.
Maybe they should plot a mutiny.
Just take him out back.
Yep.
Old Yeller Room.
I didn't say that. I just would have said throw him overboard.
I'll start crying about Shelby.
Wow.
Okay, Lucy's almost there, buddy. Don't worry.
Wow. All right. R.I.P. Shelby. Almost R.I.P. Lucy.
Ooh.
So that'll do it for us for today. Thank you all very much for listening and watching. We had 2 people watched at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Brian. And then shout out to Robbie Kenobi. He commented saying that Gargano and Cesaro are going to be facing off at SmackDown. So get excited for that.
I would.
Okay. So thank you all very much for listening. Maybe this audio wasn't the best on the YouTube end, but it definitely will be better on the podcast. And so subscribe to Curveballs and Chair Shots on iTunes and SoundCloud and Spotify. Not Spotify.
Spotify.
Stitcher and Google Play. I think we're all in those areas. So go look it up. And we're probably
am I gonna eventually get this ball rolling and everything?
Nope, probably not.
But I will eventually.
So this might be the last time we do a live video in 20 years. But we do podcasts every single week for the most part. So check those out. We will be going to Double or Nothing. So maybe some sort of.
I would love to do a live video.
Some sort of vlog or something.
Yes.
I like doing those vlogs back in the day. They didn't make any money off them, but got some views off them. So till next time on the YouTube side.
On the YouTube side. Maybe we'll do a little bit extra on the podcast side. Maybe tune into the podcast.
Maybe if you tune to the podcast, you can hear Dominic cough.
Yeah, man.
So, toodaloo, motherfucker.
That's not how you end it on the YouTube.
Oh, well, I actually didn't end it. Now it's ending.